Elections. Obasanjo acting like a little child without responsibility. Sagi. Welcome to the news and please subscribe to our channel. To get notified when we post our juicy news update, please click on the notification bell. Chairman of the Presidential Advisory Committee Against Corruption, PACAC, Professor Issa Sagi San, on Tuesday took a swipe at former President Olusegun Obasanjo for calling a cancellation of the ongoing presidential election. Obasanjo, in a letter on Monday, had called on President Muhammadu Buhari and Prof. Mahmoud Yakubu, Inec chairman, to immediately cancel an election that lacked credibility to save Nigeria from looming danger and disaster. Obasanjo alleged that some Inec officials sabotaged the bimodal voter accreditation system (BVAS) and the server for transmission of results from polling units. The former president made allegations yesterday in a letter to President Muhammadu Buhari and Yakubu. However, speaking in a chat with Daily Independent, Sagi and Obasanjo should learn to exercise restraint like some former head of state and elder statesman in the country. I have always said that Obasanjo is unrestrained, unlike the four other former head of state. They know anything they say can cause tension, so they are very restrained. I do not know why Obasanjo cannot restrain himself. It is not easy to conduct an election. The preparation of this election has been going on for over 4 years. Huge sums of money has been expended and the election has been done. They are now collating the results at the national level, and Obasanjo said they should stop. He is not thinking of the consequences. If they stop now, can they do the election again? What will happen in the interval? Supposing in that interval something else happens which overthrows the whole democratic process, what of all that? So Obasanjo is too big for the way he behaves. His behavior is like that of a little child without responsibility. You cannot just do everything that comes to your mind. Obasanjo has a candidate in this election. I think it is wrong and catastrophic for us to cancel the election. We cannot recover from that. So my answer to Obasanjo's statement is outright no. It is too dangerous for that. Now I understand where you're coming from, but coming out to say OBJ is acting like a restrained child is what I don't understand. How is he acting like a restrained child? How is he acting like a restrained child? The thing is, this particular election was not in any way or is not in any way credible. It is not a credible election. We do rather have, a cancellation, though none of them is actually lethal. None of them, the consequence of both of them is actually not something to be toyed with. We look rather had a Nigeria where there is law and order, there is breakdown of law and order, where people are beginning to, people are already protesting at different parts of the country saying, no, these results were doctored. Or you rather have, cancelled election or an allowed election. That is one thing you would ask yourself. Like I said, both of them, the consequences of both is not, they're not what I call, they're not moi. This Sagi is expired. Not only expired, he always prayed that Nigeria should continue in darkness so that they can get paid by their tax master. The same thing they did 8 years ago. Like I said, if you even check it, there's a lot of tension going on. People are this time around, they no go agree. ABJ already has protesters, people who are coming out to say they no go agree, and you're coming out to say this election, you're coming out to say is he thinking of the consequences? He's surely thinking of the consequences. That is why he's coming out to say, look, this election should be annulled. I'm not supposing, I'm just saying, both of them have consequences. Okay, the former president is not a saint, and anybody is not his boss. Okay. The former president is not a saint, and nobody is, but most of his messages are in order. Very correct. Very, very correct. I do not say I support Obasanjo's past, but the thing is, the fact that he even comes out to put himself out here for scrutiny like this, I believe that is the best. The man just if you ask me, yes, he did not do well when he was in power, but now he's coming out and just closing his mouth, unlike other people who are just closing their mouth and watching. Okay, why should his message be in order? Is it because he's supporting Obi? He's what Yoruba called Agbaya. He conducted the worst election in human history in 2007. He wanted to perpetuate himself in power, but those heroes of democracy aborted the plan. Okay, Yoruba, you say, are not insulting elders. Obasanjo have received many insults since he disagreed with Inec. Okay. He says Sergey is the most ridiculous human being on earth. He dies and went with corrupt people but still claim to abhor corruption. Don't mind him. Don't mind him. Obasanjo knows what he's doing. Let us begin when he gave us a very secure as president in a do-or-die elections and then supported him with docile Apatashi Godlin deputy. We all know the outcome of their tenure. Now he's waiting for a rookie who he can manipulate. Rookie, you say, and tell him how to guard his stolen assets. Obasanjo admitted himself that he stole the nation's resources, but his deputy stole more. In a nutshell, Obasanjo is afraid that his secret will be blown open, really, and the stolen assets confiscated and made to refund the federal government's money he used to pay his workers at Otta Farm for 16 years. Okay. So you mean if if Jagaban wins the election, all this is going to be shaken. Okay, at the watch. They spent money to get the best result. Anything other than that, any other thing about of that result will not be accepted, sir. Okay. You're very correct. We should be careful in this country. If you feel the election is rigged, go to court with your evidence and you prove it twice, you become the winner. The thing is, people are quick to say go to court, but the thing is, who also it has been manipulating the court for since their inception? Is that not the same? Is it not this sitting administration? There is another angle to look at it. Remember the team President Trump's call for cancellation of results. USA government not listening to him. Okay. I feel society to know that social media has made us a lost our manners. Former President Obasanjo is old enough to be our grandfather or great-grandfather. Imagine how we insult elders. Everybody is entitled to his or her own opinion. You can drop opinion with a sense of maturity and courtesy without having to criticize someone else's opinion. God bless you all. Please, let us respect our elders. Well, I'm going to come out and say, well, you just came outside and held people. And this is what I've been talking about. You can actually keep on, you can keep on voicing your opinion without sounding ridiculous. Okay, without sounding uncivilized, I said ridiculous. Because it was a failure and he would never like to see a hero. And who is the hero here? Who is the real here? I want to know. Well, I'm also saying, no matter how you look at it, the man is actually wrong. Why? Because he can come outside and what's it called? He can come outside. I mean, they can allow the results to keep being announced and nobody is going to call for cancellation. And people go say, why do people not talk, say they rig him? Why do people not talk, say they manipulate him? He has come out now to say, okay, he actually, he has come outside to say, okay, this particular election, how do I put it now? This particular election, it is not being done in the right manner. And people are hushing him. Meanwhile, if he does not see anything now, somebody will come out and say, but somebody said, and somebody did not say. Right, on this note, you have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. And so